I don't know about you, but a filmic look is a huge part of how I create my photos. Which, being honest, if we went back in time, people probably would look at me like I'm crazy. But if you ask me, it's just something that I would never change. Yeah, back then, you'd probably be considered strange because who would willingly add something like grain or other imperfections to their photos? So why do we add things like grain to our photos? Well, the answer is simple. I think it's pretty clear when you look at your favorite photographer, yourself, me, and many other people out there that there is a general preference for conveying emotion and feeling through things like filmic looks or trying to create a almost deteriorated look to your image to make it look nostalgic in a sense. It's quite funny because we worked so hard to remove all of these incredible features that film brought us and manually created changes in order to get rid of them. And yet here we are, chasing perfection through what we once deemed as something imperfect. I think it works the same way that going to a fancy restaurant will never really beat that feeling of coming home in the wintertime to your mother's cooking waiting on the table for you. Maybe it was rough, the cuts uneven, but honestly nothing would really beat that feeling, and I think many of you will agree with me on that. It's honestly really funny how we went full circle, but it's kind of just like an apple tree. If the apples never fell, then the soil wouldn't be anywhere near as rich. This process of chasing what we once hated, in my opinion at least, is in its own way perfect. Because honestly, I can deal with a slightly softer image if it means I can add back emotion and give my viewers a nostalgic feeling when they view it. And unfortunately, I think that a lot of beginners actually end up losing themselves in this constant battle with quality, megapixels, and all of these amazing new AI features that new cameras have. And even from personal experience, that leads to a lot of memory cards being wiped. And the funniest thing is, it tends to be over something really small and insignificant, like maybe slightly missed focus or a little bit of noise. I mean, some of my favorite photos I've taken have been complete failures as far as mechanical prowess or gear goes. And obviously, I'm not here trying to preach about buying something super outdated just because it works and maybe it will do the job. If you believe that some kind of specific gear like a lens or a camera is for you, then if you have that freedom, then buy it. But what I'm really saying is, don't fall for the trap of perfection, because in the end, you'll come right back to where you started.